Welcome to the Control Pay Freight Audit demonstration. FRED stands for the Freight Rate Execution Database. FRED's backbone is the rate database through which the freight spend is calculated. FRED is specifically designed for complex transport flows, handling inbound, outbound, intra-company transport, together with cross-docking, return shipments, and more. Adhering to a secure four eyes principle, one of our analysts will prepare, upload and test the rate agreement, while a senior analyst will approve it. Their names, implementation and approval dates are always stored with the carrier agreement. Contract owners at both shipper and carrier are also listed in the carrier agreement. All agreements are listed in FRED with a validity period. Orders and invoices related to an agreement that has expired will raise an issue in our system. FRED will notify shippers that rate agreements are about to expire. The original rate documents, for example an Excel file with the rate table, is always attached to the carrier agreement in FRED. Rates can vary from flat fees to complex multimodal rate structures, supplemented by any kind of accessorial charge. Here you see an example rate table in FRED. FRED can handle any kind of accessorial charge. These can be regular charges like BAF and CAF, but they can also be very industry-specific. Currently, FRED contains over 500 accessorial charges. Accessorials can be fixed fees, percentage-based, or even contain their own rate table. Some charges remain fixed for the duration of a rate agreement, while others require updating on a periodic basis. Accessorial update procedures are always established in accordance with the shipper. FRED also handles currencies. There is no limit to the number of currencies we can handle. Currency conversion rates are kept up to date. Some of our customers determine fixed rates per quarter, while others prefer the daily rates of websites such as oanda.com. The history of accessorial and currency rate updates is also traceable in FRED, so it is at all times clear when and why accessorials were adjusted. Invoices are processed via Electronic Transport Order Files, or ETOF. The ETOF provides an overview of everything related to the calculation and matching of freight spend for a shipment or a group of consolidated shipments. It includes the original shipment order data, if available, the calculation of freight spend according to invoice or original order data, a link to the underlying carrier agreement, a link to the invoice files. This may be the electronic version or scanned paper invoices in PDF. A link to supporting documents, such as CMR. An overview of open and resolved issues related to the processing of the ETOF costs. Every ETOF has a unique number. In FRED, ETOFs can be searched by criteria such as date, carrier, approval status, and order fields. Control Pay receives and processes invoice and supporting documents in both paper and electronic format. Paper documents are received by mail in our office in the Netherlands, where they're date-stamped and scanned. In Control Pay's Kiev office, the scanned documents are processed further. Data is extracted by keying the invoice contents into the relevant ETOF. The original scans are attached to the ETOF. POD document can be in paper or electronic. POD data is registered in the ETOF in FRED. When no order data is available from the shipper, Control Pay can extract this data from paper or electronic invoices. The shipment data file is processed through FRED overnight to produce a freight cost overview, divided into transport costs and all the related accessorial costs. These costs are automatically allocated to various cost centres, locations, product type, even to customers. Control Pay allocates costs according to a predefined logic, and this cost allocation is immediately available in the financial reporting that Control Pay provides. The pre-calculation incorporates business rules such as consolidation. Fred automatically consolidates shipments to rules defined between shipper and carrier. The consolidation logic is set up during the implementation phase and may relate to destination city, postal code, and more. In the same freight spend calculation, the applicable VAT amounts are also calculated. Control Pay programs Fred with a VAT matrix that is related to your freight scope. Issues may occur during the audit process. Example issues are incomplete shipment data, missing carrier agreements, mismatch between invoice and calculation, missing supporting documents like the CMR, incorrect entity addresses. In case of an issue, the invoice auditor will contact the responsible person at either the shipper or carrier. This person will receive an email with all issues attributed to him on that day. A link in the email leads to these issues, which can then be reviewed and replied to. In the issue information table, all data relevant to the issue and shipment is visible, such as carrier name, origin and destination, shipping dates, the auditor that handles the issue. The issue respondent may click on ETOF links to review the underlying ETOF, to analyse the calculation and audit process. All communication is logged in Fred, so that a full audit trail is visible, and it is always clear which persons handled and confirmed the issue resolution. Control Pay can communicate with shippers and carriers in 12 languages, such as English, German, French, Polish, Spanish, Italian, and Russian. If there is a match, the carrier is notified of approval and the invoice is forwarded to the shipper. If not approved, the invoice is rejected with a statement containing the exact reasons for rejection. One way of gathering order data is the web order tool. The web order is a tool through which shipments can be booked with selected carriers. For inbound logistics, the web order can be accessed and used by your suppliers to book shipments with the carriers that you want. One advantage is that shipment data is immediately captured for freight spend calculation. Another is that you as a shipper have control over who can book with specific carriers. User rights management determines to which carriers the user has access. The web order can also be used to register shipments as they were offloaded. It is possible to create templates. This can be convenient for recurring shipments or shipments on the same lane. The web order structure can be tuned to suit your specific business needs with specific product types, equipment types, and more. The web order user sends a pre-advice to a carrier of choice. Once he accepts, the user confirms the shipment and Fred will calculate its freight cost for audit purposes. After confirming the shipment, the system can generate transport order documents and CMRs in multiple languages. Whether in use for booking shipments or for just registering shipment data, the web order tool allows you to manage data in situations where ERP or resident software cannot. Control Pay sets up bank accounts for the shipper. There will be one bank account per currency. Control Pay consolidates approved invoices and sends a funding request to the shipper. This funding request contains information regarding the invoice amounts. By clicking on links in this request, the shipper can go to Fred and analyse the approved invoices themselves. The shipper transfers the amounts stated in the request to the appropriate bank accounts. Upon receipt of the funds, Control Pay will distribute the money to the carriers. Carriers can check the status of funding request and payment of their invoices at all times by logging into Fred. Fred offers extensive reporting capabilities. All data contained in the shipment files and the ETOFs can be reported upon. Most reports can be exported as Excel or PDF. Example: this volume report gives an overview of shipment data and costs per carrier and per lane within a specific period. Select the right criteria and Fred provides you with a download link for the Excel report. Other reports such as carrier agreement validity reporting, KPI report and accrual reports per cost center. A more in-depth analysis tool is the Business Intelligence platform. Here you can create specific dashboards and graphs that allow you to drill down to deeper levels of information. You can also define limits that trigger an email, for example, when weekly accessorial charges have reached a certain amount. Adding and moving data files to your customized report can give you quick access to cost per product, or per location, or a combination of both. Business intelligence reports and graphs can be entirely tuned by the user. ControlPay's reporting capabilities are designed to give you full insight in your freight operations. Thank you for your attention. Please contact info@controlpay.com for more detailed information.